This is Brothers Talking Shit podcast, episode 74. I am the Flush Man. I'm also known as the Fat Boy. I'm also known as the man who has absolutely, positively no problem calling you broadish. Oh, yeah, and I'm your Huckleberry.
And I'm Rel, a.k.a. Iceberg Shorty, a.k.a. the King of Controversial Comments. I said what I said. I'm at where I'm at. Holla at me.
Hold on, cool. He is also Mr. I don't give a fuck.
Oh.
Also known as Mr. Hollywood Rel Hogan. He need to get with his agent and shit. He Hollywood now. You
like I have my LA Rel hat here.
I mean, you Hollywood. Yeah, from Bear.
LA no pictures Rel.
Right.
What up?
You right there.
Right for the intro.
Cool.
No, his turn.
Oh, it's cool, yeah.
It's your guy, Cool Mike, a.k.a. Dr. Mike, a.k.a. the People's Podiatrist, your favorite foot doctor, Saturday Night Mike, Drop Shit Shorty, coming to you from the prophetic podcast, Brothers Talking Shit.
With your cool ass.
Yeah. What is
you sideways?
I'm sideways?
Yes.
Yeah.
It won't make me. Why it look different? Okay, so I gotta really turn my shit like this.
Yeah. Ripping on fofos.
Man, I was sitting sideways anyways. It's your homie boy Juice, aka the Charm Guy, aka Juice, aka the Big Bully Beard Bandit. Why I be fucking that up, bro?
Come on, Juice.
I'm the Big Beard Bandit.
Right.
Big Beard Bully.
Right.
I'm acting too light skinned right now, but it's probably because it's the last episode of 2019.
Yeah.
Now, before we jump in our bag, man, when we gonna reflect on 2019 and we gonna reflect on the 2010s, I gotta reflect on us and how our 2019 has been, and it's been a lot of change, a lot of growth as a podcast, and I gotta congratulate us, give us a little pat on the back for the growth. Juice has come in. Juice came in this year. Juice didn't come into this year, right? All cool. They both came in this year.
Full time. Yeah.
Right. We thought we was gonna lose Juice for a minute. Remember, we gonna lose Juice. Juice was like he did the Bobby Brown shit.
Nah, he was already out there. He had
to remember. No, he was for a couple of weeks. He was like, I'm gonna be in the studio. I don't know.
He was working. Like that ain't.
That ain't
Bobby Brown shit.
Hey, did you just try to Bobby Brown me?
He did, yo. Yeah. What you talking about?
Thank you, Will.
He was my prerogative and his ass off a little bit.
No, remember I said, hold on. I said things are gonna get busier.
Right.
So but I'ma still be down. And I stayed true to that.
Right.
Shit.
Yeah,
I'm still down.
He was going for like 3 weeks. You know
what? I was gone though.
Then we bought Jordan, and Jordan was Johnny Gill for like
Hey, nah, that shit kind of funny.
Jordan is the Johnny Gill of the shit.
Hey, because he got
listen. Hey, let me make sure I trademark the name though, for he really Johnny Gill the shit out.
Right, yeah. You know what I'm saying? He Johnny Gill and Ralph Tresvant us and shit. Take the brand and the logo with him like y'all ain't had no papers.
Right, yeah. Jordan one of them guys too. Jordan one of them guys who got that paperwork game down. He might already got it. I'm gonna have to make a trip up there, make sure everything copacetic.
That's fine.
All right, fellas. Let's start with 2019. So we're gonna go around and talk about the biggest stories that stuck out to us for 2019. I'm gonna start.
I gotta say, or socially.
Socially.
Okay.
Socially, I honestly, it goes back to that chicken sandwich, which I still haven't had. I haven't went and got it. So I haven't had the Popeye's chicken sandwich, but I have to say that sticks out to me because of the fact that it was something that they didn't even promote. So Black people really just single-handedly made an item on the menu, like where they had to shut it down for a couple months. And that was crazy. So the story that sticks out to me, I mean, I know it's other stories, you know, so they can choose from. So it's not the biggest story, but the one that sticks out to me, and I'm gonna go with, is the Popeye's chicken sandwich for 2019.
Really?
I know y'all got other ones. It's easy. I mean, we can easily go another way, but I went with something that wasn't as common and is easy to, you know, jump at.
Drake and Pusha T.
Was that this year?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Big time. Legit. Yeah, that was legit, man. I like the energy. You know what I'm saying? It was really good. You know. Yeah.
We gotta give.
It was a good time for me.
I was a little nervous for Drake. Drake recovery. He got recovery speed. Drake like if you knocked him on his butt in the first round, the third round, and he got up on the 7 count. But I was a little nervous for him. He got out that round. It was early in the round. You know, it's like still 2 minutes left, so he had to get his legs together. He had to hug a little bit and get through that round. But Drake survived it, man. And it almost goes to that. We were talking about it last week. You know, y'all want to deny the fact that Hov was a little nervous. That was, as being the biggest artist in the game, Drake has had, if we gonna talk Drake for a second, in the last little, Drake has really recovered from a lot of shit. What can you beat Drake? Drake is unbeatable right now. There's nothing you can do to stop Drake. If you talk about a Hitting Baby, a Ghost Rider, like what else can you do to stop this man? He's unstoppable.
I think sometimes the best thing for him is to not say nothing at all, which he can really do, right? When you're the biggest artist in the world, you don't have to respond, right? So if you don't respond and you're fine because you're the biggest artist in the world, you can always say, well, I don't have time for this shit. Or you could, you know what I'm saying, respond and get the whole thing cracking because that's what you can do. And I think that his lack of response after shit got going was just as good as him crushing Meek Mill a few years back with the response, right? You know what I'm saying? You can be like, I'm booked and busy and not say nothing, and that works well for you. But it's when you're on top, it's hard to knock the fact that you're on top, right? And but that is what it is. And you know, that came from a lot of hard work and effort and, you know what I'm saying, building up that, what I call sweat equity, right? Throughout that whole process, man. So, you know.
Did any of y'all catch the Rap Radar interview?
I'm about halfway through. I didn't watch the whole thing. But
I did. Yes. I did. And it has solidified for me who Drake is and his potential. I called him the GOAT on social media because I really wanted to spark shit up. But I do personally believe when it's all said and done, he will be.
The greatest of all time. Talking about a hot take.
Is that really a hot take?
You ready to put him there?
I mean, you there's some. I'm gonna let you finish, Real. I'm gonna keep this real quick.
Greatest what of all time?
I think he's gonna go down as the greatest rapper, man. I really do think that because it's like you gotta look at it like this. What the likes of Jay-Z's gonna always.
We almost gotta say like hip hop artists.
Yeah. I mean, you're gonna have to change the label. You're not gonna be able to just say MC, but what he's doing and how he's doing it at his speed and what he did in the decade, especially numbers wise, is probably like if you really go check it out of the decade, he sold the most records. Period.
Now I was one of them guys.
And he can rap.
Yeah, he can. I'm one of them guys who, if y'all recall later on, those who are new to the podcast and didn't go back, and I understand if you didn't, I was one of them people who were kind of late to the party for Drake because I wasn't feeling the singing. It was something in me, maybe it's hateration, a little hate, whatever. I wasn't ready to accept them. And I went through a phase throughout the year, which I explained on the podcast, where I went back and listened to everything that I could listen to. I didn't actually go back to mixtapes or anything, but everything that was on title that I can listen to, I listened to every single thing. And I became a bigger fan, and I appreciate him as a rapper. I really feel like even with the whole ghostwriting thing, and he addressed that also on the Rap Radar interview. I think as an MC, I'm not ready to put him in I was ready to say he's a Puff or a Kanye. As far as rap, I think he's really a rapper. he really has anthems. I mean, when you go to the discography and you listen to the rap songs, not even talking to R&B joints, he got shit. He's barred up. I don't know if he'll be the top guy, but I definitely think he's in top 5 conversations easily. I think he's the top 5 guy, just to say the least.
I'm with Juice when he say that he might go down as the greatest, right? Because timing is everything, right? And you don't know where he'll end up, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't say LeBron won't be the GOAT when he ain't, you know what I'm saying? He ain't done yet, right? You know what I'm saying? He still got a lot to accomplish. Like, what does he get? What if he gets to 6 rings? Then what? You know what I'm saying? What are you willing to say now, right?
Right.
You know, a hellified run of 8 straight years to the finals is something Michael ain't never do, right? What if he passed Kareem? What if he passed Karl Malone? Like, then what? You know what I'm saying? So it's hard to say where somebody ends up when they're not
In the
done.
middle of it.
In the middle of it, if it's great. And think about it. It's been 10 years.
And another thing, and I'm going to
if he
address
have
a little
another
bit.
10 years, like the first 10 years, then he passes Hov. Just
Another thing,
based on no misses.
off that.
Yeah.
Another thing I want to address later on, when we talk, but it's hard. I think it's harder now to stay relevant because of the fact that there's so much and it's so easy to get to that it's hard to keep attention. So the fact that he's able to keep attention, able to stay in your face, is harder in the 2010s than it was any time before that. Because when we listen to albums, and I mean, fuck it, I'm talking about it now. I wrote this down for the podcast, like, because I was thinking about the greatest albums of 2010, and I really realized that I don't put as much into albums as I used to before the 2010s, before we were able to take songs off of an album and put it on your playlist. Like, mostly I listen to my playlist. You get what I'm saying? So I'll listen to an album a couple times and I'll take songs off of it and they'll go on my playlist and they'll go on shuffle. And that's just how I digest music now. Instead of in an earlier time when Jay was dominant, you had to listen to the whole blueprint for real, for the most part. You listen to the whole albums and your album became your favorite. Now, like I said, I found it hard to say what my favorite albums was in 2010 because it was so easy for me to just take songs off of it and just leave whatever I didn't want. So I think that's to his advantage that he's able to keep our attention in these times.
I think you're absolutely right. There's some very good points being made. I like how you said, like, you know, is Drake untouchable? I think, and I would tell Malika this all the time. I remember when Rick Ross went through his CO phase, and it was like, was it going to be career ending? And the bottom line is, it's all about the music. It's always ever been about the music. You can really survive just about anything. Now, R. Kelly is crazy apparently for like going back and back and back, but like it's always about the music. If the music is mediocre or subpar, you won't survive. Just like in sports, right? But if the music is there, right, you can survive anything. And so kudos to Drake because he really I don't come from the Drake era per se, right?
Right.
But first you gotta it's something when somebody can snatch your respect.
You can't deny
your respect. It's undeniable. Undeniable music, musicality, melodies, hits, bars, tune, diction, tone, all of those like things that it just comes across as a song. But like if you could just, you know, if you can formula that, what he seemed to do, that is how you pace yourself for a whole run and beyond. Now, life comes into play all the time. Nigga might not feel like doing that shit for them years, but he might, and he likely can. I think he can, and I think he has the opportunity to become just that. And yes, the true hip hop heads, and I would probably even fall on that side. We'll parse the story. We'll parse the conversation about MCing. Is it MC? Hey, the reference tracks will always come up. Hey, you know, these are that and the third. But if you can put together a string of hits and a formula, you could do, you know, a damn 5-hour concert with nothing but bangers. Then you can be. That's undeniable.
It remind me of the what he said. We'll see who's still around a decade from now, and And the thing that makes him, what I would make him greater than his counterparts, even if you might say, people might say that he's not as good of an MC as a Cole or a Drake. People might say that. The fact that his consistency, you don't see Cole and Drake. You don't see Cole and Kendrick. Because when we talk about, let's keep it a beam. When we talk about the guys that's the major guys right now, it's the three-headed monster, which is Cole, whether you like him or not. Which
It's
is
really
Cole, Kendrick, and Drake.
It's
Drake
really
is the one who.
it's really. I'm sorry, Neef. It's really hard to do what Drake is doing, and
Right, that's what I'm
Kendrick.
saying.
I'm agreeing with you. I mean, I'm all in with what you're saying. That's what I'm all in with what you're saying because now we just saying it. If you say Drake, Kendrick, now we just saying it because he has clearly separated himself.
I actually don't think though
from them
that
two
J.
people.
Cole.
From Kendrick and Cole.
Where the fuck is Kendrick Lamar?
Right,
Exactly.
living life. That's the normalcy of it all. Like he got married. You take a couple of years off in between albums. That's the normalcy of it all. But Drake is striking the fire. He stays relevant. He switches up. We can call it wave jumping if you want, but that's really what music is anyway. So fuck it. Like it's hard up. We over in London one year. We over in Jamaica the next year.
He's the consistent. Let's not front though. Like when Kendrick come,
and what I'm saying,
shit shut down a little bit.
I don't think it's
that's
because
shut down, we do that, right? Like we shut shit down.
It
Kendrick
do.
shut shit down. Like
when Damn came, dog. When I don't care what you're talking about. Maybe
I listened to it once and that shit got.
Listen,
trash.
whether you listen to it or not, it's on TV, it's on commercials.
But that's my point. That's my point. People make that shit hotter than what it wasn't that great.
Come on, bro.
Come the fuck on.
Can I say something?
When the last time you listened to Damn?
Exactly. Can I say something real quick?
That's not what I asked you. That's not what I asked you.
I just said very. If you
go ahead.
I just made that very clear.
No. I like this. Go ahead.
No, I just made that very clear to you. I said I don't listen to albums. What I do is I listen to an album for a little bit of time. I take what I want off of it and I add it to the collection of my shit.
When the last time you listened to a song off of Damn?
All the time.
What song? What song are you listening to?
I like it.
Right.
I like Damn.
Right.
I like Love Me.
Be Humble was good. Be Humble was
What's
good.
the other drink? The other drink with when he had Don Cheadle in the video.
I'm not rolling.
Come on, listen. Then that's your opinion.
Right.
That's your opinion.
Right.
I mean, to you.
Hold up, Juice. Where you at? Where you at, Juice? Where you at? You like it or you didn't?
Listen.
Hold up, yo. Let me ask Juice a question.
No.
I'm asking Juice a question. I'm asking Juice a question. That's all.
By yourself, you're Royce the 5'9" and you're Joe Buttons. You sit different, and it's cool. We accept you for that.
Right. I sit different. Cause I think Royce the 5'9" a better rapper than motherfucking Kendrick Lamar. And anybody who fucking listen to hip hop and know hip hop should feel the same way. And so I mean that everybody else riding the same
better albums, bro.
I'm gonna tell you that Book of Ryan was better than Damn. Book of Ryan was better than Damn.
Yeah.
That's all you got is Book of Ryan. How long you been out?
I'm telling you the Book of Ryan was better than Damn.
Hold on. What was the shit with Bad Meets Evil? That was 2000? He got one project, bro.
I'm just saying.
Okay. So let me say this. Let me say this.
Does that matter? If it take you 20
let me
years
say
to
this.
make
Let me say
$1 million, do it matter what the other 19 was about? No.
What Hov say? One album every 10 years.
Kendrick and Royce the 5'9" are not really comparable in that arena. Because you look at Royce the 5'9" more so as the MC, pure MC. You go to him for his bars. To me, you go to Kendrick for the album. You go to Kendrick, you want to hear the creative things he's doing on the album and his jams. That's how I look at it. Royce still has jams, but for your hip-hop purists, when you start talking Slaughterhouse, you start talking Joe Budden, we going to get the bars, meaning that you can slip on production, whatever. Now, here's the issue with Kendrick. People are pegging Kendrick as a guy who is an elite MC. He's not an elite MC. He is, however, an elite hip-hop artist. He makes great albums. But you cannot spit Kendrick bars the way you can go spit a Drake bar. You can spit even J. Cole. J. Cole has some bars. And by the way, J. Cole is another Nas. So I really feel like J. Cole has his fan base. Kendrick has like an Eminem-like fan base. Now, who's their dad? When you go look at their hip-hop lineage, J. Cole's dad is Nas, because that's who he really fucked with. You go listen to Kendrick, aside all the other influences he has, he's an Eminem fan. Those two artists at the top have something in common.
Yo, I really wanted to be nice, but I'm not being nice. I'm going to go. That's how I'm feeling tonight. So I'm going to go. No, I really want to be nice and have a civilized and talk about shit.
No, we don't want that. Let's get it.
Fuck that.
This hip-hop.
End of the day, and your artist, yes. Can that nigga really, dog, all I live on for real is barred up shit. Y'all know that about me.
Yeah,
no,
you're a bar guy.
I know that about you.
You do know that about me.
I don't know that about you.
You know that about me.
You real hype beast with this Kendrick shit. Fuck out of here.
But how can you be a Jada Kiss fan? How can you be a Jada Kiss fan? Oh, I'm gonna call you out. How you gonna be a Jada Kiss fan who is a supreme guy? Huh?
Kendrick? Because I hear it in Kendrick shit.
You hear Jada?
No, I'm not saying I hear Jada. I hear him. I've heard him. Really, when you
but to love Jada Kiss, a supreme lyricist, it's hard. It's hard for me to see you really putting Kendrick near that, because I don't think honestly, as a West Coast nigga, I gotta understand that it's a little different. You know what I'm saying? It's West Coast niggas harder than that.
I mean, I always
J-Rock is a better rapper.
Listen, I've always said I like Schoolboy Q. I like Schoolboy Q shit. Well, maybe not the last one as much, but the shit with the shit he had before that was my joint. I mean, like,
Nipsey, to be honest, go to Victory Lap. That nigga barn.
Oh, Victory Lap. Listen, we just listened to that shit the other day. Like, that nigga was snapping for real. I don't even know how we got here when we just went.
Yo, just let it rock, yo. Come on, yo. We not on no track, bro. We on this train.
Don't tell. Listen, see, there you go again.
Nipsey on that blue laces too.
Hold on, Juice. There you go again, rubbing me the wrong motherfucking way. Okay, like I'm trying to be the right type. Oh, you want a nigga? Got you a nigga, because that's what you want. I try to be cool, but no, force my hand. But end of the day, I really feel like Kendrick really raps. When I heard, when I go to the joint, what's the joint? The shit, the something freestyle, the backseat freestyle on He rapping on that joint,
On To Pimp a Butterfly. Absolutely.
He rapping on that joint.
Okay, you know what?
That's by far my favorite Kendrick verse.
The joint when him and the joint it came out on the mixtape with him and Cole, he went on the Cole beat and Cole went on the beat of his.
Right.
Killed that shit, though. Like, don't get me wrong. Is Kendrick an artist? Kendrick can rap though.
Bro, he can.
He really rap.
He can rap and he's a great artist. But what I'm saying is, for instance,
I think y'all getting his artistry fucked up. Like, y'all think the fact that he can be an artist and forgetting that he's barred up.
But what I'm saying is, you can be an artist and still have the bars, but not necessarily have certain punchlines, have certain double meaning, have certain skill that another rapper may have. Like, that's kind of what they looked at Nas as. Let's really talk hip hop. We're gonna talk hip hop. Okay, cool. So we're gonna talk hip hop.
This was supposed to be a year in review, but
yeah. Fuck that. We'll get into it. But the purists are gonna say, "Hey, Jay-Z made dope songs. Yeah, he can rap, but I'm really a fan of this Nas over here because of this. I'm really this MF Doom fan. Like, they like the lyrics and they really break this shit down. And me personally, I'm gonna lean towards with Jam more. Okay, I can't lie to you. Kendrick got the jams. He can rap. But just as far as, like, to me being like where he's spitting these punchlines and these memorable bars and he's really, his flow and his fucking inflections is probably, he's GOAT level. I've never heard a nigga with a better flow than Kendrick. Kendrick's flow, Kendrick's delivery sells his raps even that much more harder. I think he has a better voice than Drake.
And the way he played with his voice.
And the way
right about the Eminem thing you said, because now I'm thinking about it. How did
That's
it go?
where it comes
right.
in. I'm talking hip hop. I'm not talking against. I love Kendrick. Kendrick is in my top 5 of the decade, and who knows what else. I love Kendrick. I love what J. Cole does. I just think he's more of a Nas. I'm not a Nas guy. I'm just talking hip hop right now. But now let's talk about Drake in terms of what I just talked about. When you start talking about bars, and this nigga said, what he said? He said, we the ones that's militant, but you the ones that's taken. Like, when you think about shit like that, it's no limit to where we can take it. Look at that shit. Y'all the ones, we militant,
double
but y'all the ones taking.
Double look at how. Don't even ask me how.
That kind of, like, Drake is really, like, Drake loves battle rap. He loves to really get into the bar like that. Like, Loaded Lux is my favorite battle rapper, because that nigga just he took all kind of shit inside the fucking bar. And you might miss it. Drake took that and squeezed that into making jams. You see what I'm saying? Right. Like, that's why I look at him as somebody like Jada. Jada, oh my God. Like, Jadakiss, honestly, bro, he's not to me what he is to you, Lee, but he's one of my favorite rappers.
Right.
He's one of the guys I look at like, damn, you just listen to that nigga, like every bar has something. It's like a ladder.
Chock full of bars.
Yeah, that's not Eminem per se. That's not really, well, that's more Eminem because he's more battle rap, but it's still like, it's not as layered to me as like a fucking Jadakiss and all them other guys.
It's that when you ride a beat or you ride when you rhyming, but it's making sense when you say.
You know what? Actually, I take it back. No, I take it back. Eminem is up there. When I talk about Eminem overall, I talk about him as the artist overall. But like lyrically, like, you know, as far as trying to do that shit, he is up there. He is up there. But as far as, go ahead.
Let's get back a little bit on track though. Is Drake the artist of the decade? The 2010s.
Yes.
I mean, that's easy.
Yes, easy.
It's not enough for debate. Like,
easy.
I was just mad at you, bro, but now we back cool again.
No. I don't fuck with you. Like, I'm like,
that's cool too.
On the screen, I look like I'm beside you. I'm hoping that somewhere I can bop out, and I don't want to be nowhere.
Ditch me. You can't ditch me. I've been beside you since 03.
You know what I'm saying? I've been trying to get rid of your ass since 03.
Wow, man.
Fuck that dude, man.
The harder you try, the more I stick to you.
Yeah.
But I definitely think, without a doubt, okay, so we established that Drake is the artist of the decade. That's like an easy win. Who's next? Not who's, as far as the decade, the 2010s, who sticks out as another artist who had a big 2010s?
Man, you gotta really go with it. I mean, you gotta really get into some of these young cats, because just look at
Hold up. What about a Rihanna though?
Yeah, she had a pretty stellar. Beyonce,
as the artist, no.
Okay, so Beyonce. So who sticks out to you besides Drake in the 2010s as?
Oh wait, you talking about? I think they're pretty. I would say they have some. Like, who the second, third of the decade? They're in a list of 10. I would say they're top 10. Because I'm thinking like Travis
Drake
Scott.
Drake is just way above everybody else.
He is, but you got Travis Scott.
Where was Nicki at when? Because it's kind of hard when you think about it. When the decade started, Nicki was had major shit with a lot of people.
Did she?
I mean, the last 5 years. I mean, okay, through a 10.
Yeah, she did.
It's hard to think a 10-year period. Like, Drake has been so consistent that it's like, dog, throughout these 10 years, he's been there.
No, but you actually might have to give it to some of these middle of the road young guys, like a Young Thug. Young Thug has had a pretty decent decade. You gotta look at, honestly, start thinking Migos.
And maybe because I'm older, I couldn't name you a Young Thug song. Dead serious.
What about Meek Mill?
Meek?
I would say towards
on there.
He had a little.
He's a top tender. He's a top 10.
He only been in there that long, right?
Yeah, right.
He's been in there that whole time.
His whole run been that whole year.
All them the same, around the same time. Sean too. But I don't think of them as those three. I think they like the next, but they close though. I mean, I feel like Meek 2020s can be better than his 2010s.
I agree. I think it's a lot of cats that were middle of the road last decade that are going to surge ahead this decade.
Okay, so since we can't figure out who next, when we look at the 2020s, who do you see as the artists coming up that can be, leading this 2020, 2021, 2022?
NBA Youngboy.
They love
people like
ass.
that. NBA Youngboy.
Boy.
NBA Youngboy, your Lil Babies, people like that.
Baby.
I think Megan and DaBaby and people like that have some longevity, but when you really start, go ahead.
I just posted some shit, and I don't know if it's the one. She was spitting some shit.
She can spit, bro.
It was a video. It was like a video of her in front of the mic. She had her hair was the way they had it lit up. It was dark in there, and her hair was like green. So maybe y'all come across.
It's like one of the little freestyle videos.
Dog, she kill it. Only thing that bothered me about Megan is her ad libs. That's it. The A, like she got she had like 2 ad libs.
Hey.
Like, that's all she got. Like,
but she barred up though.
Oh yeah, no doubt. You can't even deny.
The baby barred up too.
I like DaBaby. Now y'all clown me hard. Where you at, bro? Y'all clown me hard about DaBaby.
I thought it was Lil Baby.
Oh no, it was Lil Baby. Yeah. No, okay, right. It was Lil Baby. It's something about the
over the fucking board.
No, it's a baby and a little baby. Like it's one word. It's one fucking word. But no. Listen, DaBaby is he's likable. Like it's something about him that's just like it's hard not to like the guy. I don't know what it is. It's his energy.
I told ever since that freestyle, that freshman freestyle, when I seen that, he gained my respect from there.
That album did sound like a bunch of the one song that sounded like Suge 10 times. I ain't gonna hold you.
Him and Megan was on there.
DaBaby, his album, I listened to it. He needs some work as far as his albums and being a little different, but that'll come with growth. But he's a superstar. I think he's a superstar.
Hey man, y'all fuck with Maxo Cream? You fuck with Maxo Cream? Like, are y'all aware of that?
Never heard that name.
Sauce Walker? Like some Houston shit. Hey, it's some Houston shit.
I heard Sauce Walker's name before.
Yeah, like, hey man. Oh, hey, fuck that. Hey, this Griselda shit.
Yo.
hey, West Side.
I'm glad somebody. I ain't gonna say nothing.
Listen, I
can't listen to. I don't have time to listen to. What's the first Griselda shit I need to listen to?
Shit that I got turned on. I was on Benny first.
First
it was Benny.
I don't got time to listen to like 5. I tried to. Matter of fact, I looked it up the other day, and it was everybody got like 3 albums. I'm like, I'm not listening to all.
Westside.
Hey, go listen to Westside Gun, Mean Gene, bro.
Listen, all his shit, Westside Gun, all his shit is wrestling related. Like, yeah. Boom, 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 boom. Listen, and they beats is the darkest old, like they sound like some shit from 1985.
Hey, but check it out. Westside Gun, like y'all the same age, bro. Like that ageism in hip hop gone. Like they like Drake. Well, to get to that,
because Benny said he went to jail.
He older.
Benny said he went to jail. He did his bid the same year LeBron went to the draft. He's like, yo, I got drafted to jail. He got drafted to the league.
Yeah, that nigga.
But to me, honestly, the best one, it's like your flavor of ice cream. All 3 of them they go good together. Westside sound like Raekwon and Ghostface had a baby. That's how, real shit. That's how I feel about Westside.
I'm feeling that.
He sound like Ghostface and Raekwon had a baby.
Bro, they just rapping on loops. They ain't really even rapping on like crazy beats and shit, dog.
I want to hear them. No, what's crazy? I want to hear them on some other shit though. You get what I'm saying? But they beats is like, it's slow. It's like,
yeah.
But it's like to me, it feel like it's something so left field from it, right? It's so left from.
They might be a little crispier than Wu-Tang.
How did y'all get put on them? You on them too?
They just was buzzing.
For
me,
freestyles a couple years back on the BET Hip Hop Awards, and I was like, oh, I like that, right? And then just really Joe Budden and them podcasts, right? Because they was doing
talking about it, right.
a lot on their sleeper picks. So you know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I just kept hearing.
I like. It's something about a slow. It's something about a slow grind, slow bubble that you gotta respect. And I've been hearing their name Bubble in multiple different places. You know what I mean?
For me, it definitely started with Benny. For me, it started with Benny, then Conway, and I kind of was like, because Westside got a style that you really have to, either you really gonna like it or you not gonna be able to stand it. He got one. He got like a.
That's very good.
Right.
It's like polarizing.
Right, so you're gonna be like, either, oh, yo, I love him. You'll be like, yo, I can't stand hearing this motherfucker voice. But his album might be the best shit though.
Completely.
He just put out.
What you think about him calling himself King of New York?
I ain't listen. That's for New York to deal with. Listen, like he said, like the shit he say.
Ain't nobody say that.
Listen, this nigga say shit like, I'm like Sting First Flair. Like, do you know what Sting First Flair is? That's like 1990. Like, niggas, we was kids in pajamas. Like Sting First Flair.
I ain't know that.
Nigga, all his shit is like wrestling based. So you hear him, he just talk about all wrestling. Undertaker verse. All his shit is just like, it's drug dealing and wrestling. It's Westside. It's drug dealing and wrestling.
That's it, dog.
For real. Yeah, they unique. Okay.
Oh, my bad.
Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, speaking of Drake, kind of going back, what did you think of the interview?
The interview he had?
Yeah.
It was refreshing. I think he picked the right people to go to because he don't gotta feel attacked or feel like uncomfortable. So I feel like Rap Radar was the best place for him to go. Like I said, man, like I like to let the artist talk. Like my biggest problem with Nori is Nori just don't know how to shut the fuck up and let people just let Drake just talk. You know what I mean? And he really got to talk and say what he had to say. And, you know, I feel like I know Drake better from that 2 hours. I feel like I know Drake. And it makes me like him. It makes me like him more.
I like him a lot more. I definitely think he in tune because speaking of like Griselda, he mentioned that, you know what I'm saying? He mentioned Pierre Bourne, which by the way, shout out to Pierre Bourne, you know what I'm saying, for fucking with Sean with Suicide Squad. He mentioned like, you know, all these people that he admires, drill music in UK, you know what I'm saying, that's coming to New York now, that's becoming a thing. Like, so Drake I got a more clear understanding of why he is who he is and how he's managed to be relevant for 10 years.
And what makes him special is he's not so caught up in himself that he knows what's going on. He's the first one on he's very aware, he's very, you know, and he works hard and he don't feel comfortable. He's not comfortable sitting around. He was talking about how he just got his house and he kind of took 2 weeks off. And he sent a text to everybody that he worked with as far as his team and was like, I apologize. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's been constantly, he's a hard worker, man. But he said watching Wayne around the Carter 3 and how that, you know, being on tour with Wayne and seeing how Wayne was then, the effect it had on him and him just wanting to, you know, I don't know. Listen, I feel like I know Drake better after 2 hours. It was definitely a good interview. Ain't nothing worse than a terrible interview, man.
Felt like the Pusha T thing is still a thing, though.
Oh, yeah, he ain't let it go. I mean,
what did he say about it?
He won't even say his name. He'll say the guy. Now, what he did do was acknowledge.
He ain't say Kanye name either. He called him 808s.
Right. So he said,
the book is hilarious.
The thing was, he made it clear, though, that Meek wasn't to be fucked with. He said, first of all, he said Serena pumped him up. Serena pumped him up to finish Meek. But he said, I was very aware of the fact that, you know, those guys aren't in. Listen, he had it well. It was well spoken. The people that he could have.
He's supposed to say that about somebody he's friends with again, right?
But we knew that Meek was attached, bro. So it's like, especially when you got a man just in the streets like that.
What he was trying. What you mean? What
Back to Back is the best diss song of the whole decade. I don't care.
That,
I'm not gonna argue that one. But no, he said I'm very aware of the fact that it could get real with Meek and them.
Yeah,
I was very aware that they could come. It could get physical. It could be a situation.
Mm-hmm.
So he said, I said what I said, but those guys aren't no joke. Like basically, this ain't for anybody else to go out here and do either.
Yeah.
And it could have went to another level as far as some street shit.
Correct.
I don't know. Right. So it was very. And what's crazy is Rap Radar got a Griselda joint that I just can't wait to get my hands on tomorrow morning. Like as soon as I'm going to work at 5 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, they got they get some of the best. They might be the best interview on some rap shit. They probably get the best interview. So they got a Griselda
Elliot
joint.
Wilson.
Yeah. Shout out to Elliot Wilson. He do follow the Brothers Talking podcast on Twitter. I don't know if it's actually him, but it's his people and he got a lot of followers. So shout out to Elliot Wilson. God bless him. What other stories? I know we went off a ways. What other stories stick out to y'all as far as 2010? We ain't gonna do too much more time. I mean, fuck it. We doing what we doing. Fuck it. Cool. What stories stick out to you as far as 2019?
I don't know, man. I'm a prisoner at the moment. I don't be remembering.
Yo, and listen. What's crazy was. Now listen, usually I'm a planner and I usually try to get throughout the week. Christmas and all this shit going on, it's been hard for me to make my list. So I really found myself this morning yo, what the fuck happened in the 2010s? What the fuck is going on? Only thing I can think of was Trump getting Trump being president.
And that's
well, you know what?
He's
hold up, real quick, Rel, that cake.
No, I'm good. I got 10 minutes. We solid. We straight. Yeah, my man.
What?
Juice? A good look.
Trump pretty much has run this whole motherfucking decade too. He's been to a deal every single day, every single moment for the entire time. To be honest,
is he the biggest story of 2010 or the 2010s?
I mean, from talking his shit about Obama to running to getting in to, you know what I'm saying? I would say so.
Yeah.
He's been a big deal, man.
So getting impeached?
Dog, this is primetime entertainment.
So how big do you think going into 2020? Are we going to get past Donald Trump?
No. He's going to get fucking reelected. He did. Yeah. Y'all niggas need to pay attention to social studies. Impeachment means nothing that they just filed some articles of impeachment. It has to go to the Senate, where the Senate is ran by the Republicans, and literally the guy who runs the Senate, fucking Mitch McConnell bitch ass, got on TV and said, no, it's not going to be fair. Nancy Pelosi ain't turned the articles in because there's nothing, they're not going to win. Who gives a fuck? Same thing happened to Bill Clinton. He didn't leave office until it was time for him to leave office. Right? Yeah. You have to, it goes to trial and jury in the Senate, and the people who make a decision is his fucking friend.
Hey, look. So that's a fact.
You're breaking up.
Cool.
The thing say
you're breaking up.
4 more years. I'm sorry. Shit. Can y'all hear me now?
Now you good now.
Yeah, you good.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
It's a USA Today article. The headline is 4 more years. Michigan crowd rallies for Trump ahead of House impeachment vote. They don't care nothing about that impeachment. Then people gonna vote for that man again.
Bro, they got Trump. I was driving up to Huntsville, man, Texas. They had a Trump 2020 on a fucking billboard, dog. They don't give a fuck.
Means nothing. Everybody blowing it up. Everybody, he's been impeached. It's a historic day. No, he hasn't.
Right. I never got hyped. So you tell me he done.
Richard Nixon, the last one that left office because he got impeached.
And he resigned, right?
Now, I will say this. What will they present when they take this to the trial that it needs to be in? I don't know, but let's see.
My man already said, I'm not treating you fairly. You know what I'm saying? They already said it.
In a bad way?
What? Bro,
when they say
just
I'm
in
not
the
treating you fairly,
yeah, they said they're not gonna do it fairly. That's like what they meant. You know what I'm saying? Like it don't matter. It's much to do about nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like he just gave people that I care about a 3.9% raise. That's what I'm excited about. Fuck all that other shit. Like again, my family's in the war business. Him, just don't give me no fucking Democrat in the office. That's what I don't need.
Hell no, not at all. I don't like any.
That's what I don't need.
So here go the hot take. We got Republicans on the podcast. We got black Republicans.
No, I'm
I'm not a Republican or Democrat.
Black Republican.
that song came and went. Was that this decade? Like
it was. That was a good song. That's
no, it wasn't.
What's the other shit they had?
This is capitalism, man. We got to be capitalists. I'm a capitalist. Do it make money? That's what the fuck I'm going with. You know, you're going to make us some money? Cool. You ain't fine. You know, Democrats, man, really on both sides.
A bunch of broken promises. We've been hustled by them more than anything.
Yeah, I mean, you have to understand this, man. I shared something. If I didn't, I need to, from Dr. Claude Anderson. Did y'all see his Breakfast Club interview?
No.
You know?
No, not yet. But I'm going to
I mean,
you got breaking up too cool.
After
slavery,
man, you know, you got to think 90% plus of the wealth belong to fucking white people, man. I mean, they control every spectrum of society from middle class all the way up to the 1%. So on both sides, it's really just a pissing contest. Nobody has laid out any plan for what the fuck they gonna do for black people. And we are the most disenfranchised motherfuckers on earth in this country, black Americans. I'm not talking about nobody else.
Come in and out. Come in and out real quick, cool. Go in and out. Cause you breaking up like just your video. It ain't just it ain't your headphones, just your video.
I can see his video pretty good. Okay.
But I can see it good. My thing was just breaking up for me.
Yeah. But I mean, that's what I have a problem with at the end of the day. So, you know, wanting us to vote one way or the other, or, you know, when people are talking about, well, black people need to be, you know, Democrats, like, why? They've done the worst shit to black folks. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure Republicans, not many of them hate niggas. But who gonna cut us a deal, make us some money? Because you can't get rid of us. We citizens here. You know. So.
Yo, I really wanted to not. I had something that's been on my heart for like a couple of days, and I really didn't want to bring it to the pod because it was like we trying to do this whole 2010 and 2010s and 2019 shit. I was watching the Kevin Hart documentary, right?
Is it out already?
Yeah, it's out. I watched the whole joint. So, what bothers me, and I don't hate anybody, but what bothers me is how upset and a big deal tweets are made out of when there's black people dying. There's black people dying. And it's like, I really feel like in the 2010s has been the excuse my not knowing the letters and everything. The LBGT, I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong. Somebody say it right for me.
LGBTQ.
Right. They have made strides in the last 10 years that black people haven't made since we've been here in America. To the point where as though Texas or something you tweet shuts down the situation when we have people dying. In the last 10 years, or even before that, when we talk about Mike Vick killing dogs, or we talk about a gorilla getting shot in a zoo, and that's a big deal. When there's black people getting killed by cops yearly, and it's not even that same, how are we putting an ape or a dog or tweets before black lives being taken? I didn't really want to do this or be on this type time, but it really hit me when I seen what he was going through about, first of all, I seen his excitement to host the Oscars and how he really felt about it at that moment. Being just, you know, them recording him at that moment. And the fact that something he said as a joke 10 years before was used as a reason for him not to. When we have black people really out here dying. But we put everything and anything before that shit. I didn't want to take it here, but goddamn, I'm awoke. Look, Juice, I'm awoke, Juice. I see what the fuck you be talking about. I see what the fuck is going. Oh, this shit fucked me up. Like, and really, people out there, please go watch the Kevin Hart documentary because it really shows that his life ain't all peach and creamy. Because that whole shit, you seen it too, Juice, right?
Listen,
the whole shit with the way his homie lined him up with the whole hotel shit.
Now, I just started.
The way what?
With the whole, okay. Remember, he got caught out Vegas with the whole situation.
Oh, yeah.
So basically, his friend, what happened was, he said, I'm going out Vegas. He hit up all his team, the Plastic Cup boys. Couldn't nobody go with him. He ended up out there, right? He don't remember the night. So they got pictures, videos of him. Somebody was taking pictures of him before he even got back to the room. So he must have been drugged or something, because if me and Juice are out Vegas, why would I let Juice take pictures of me with another woman? That wouldn't happen. So for that to happen, it's crazy. So what happened was the boy JT, whatever his name is, that was with them, he been his friend for 15 years, set the whole shit up. So, but he didn't find out until later on. So basically, his infidelity was shown. The fact that he cheated on his wife, whatever. His homies wasn't there. Somebody DM'd his wife the video. Then they tried to extort him for $10 million. So they set him up. Dog, if I'm out here, listen, if I'm out here living that life, my man is not gonna take pictures of me with a woman sitting on my lap, a woman kissing on me or nothing. The whole shit was set up. So his infidelity is fucked up. But in the same token, his homie is the one who set that shit up for that to be the situation. Which is fucked up. So now my wife is hurt. My wife is the battle. We've all been in situations where I have, not with my wife now, but I've been in a situation where I've had to, my infidelity I've had to work, try to, get back right through that shit. You get what I'm saying? So imagine your homie set you up. Not saying that maybe it would have happened. Who knows? But the fact that something was in whatever he had that had him to the point where as though he can't comprehend that night, and it was pictures taken of him, that common sense. I got a wife. Why would I let somebody take pictures of me?
It's sad. It's sad that the homie thought that this was more valuable and a better idea than being fucking Kevin Hart's homie.
Right.
And I'm not saying homie on a coattail sense, but
15 years of friendship.
It's shown that Kev done put people he cared about in positions to win, and they winning. Them Plastic Cup boys writing and all that other kind of stuff, having their own specials and all that kind of stuff, being on the radio, being on XM radio and all that. Like so create your value, 15-year long homie. And
but look, I'm gonna tell you what's even more,
do something with that.
I'm gonna tell you what's even more fucked up. Now there's a video of a certain part of the documentary. The documentary is like 6 episodes, 40-minute episode. So we talking about 40 minutes times 6. We talking about 240 minutes at least, right? So there's a video where after he found out that his homie supposedly extorted him and another close friend, which is understandable. You're not gonna know who to trust after somebody you've been friends with 15 years has betrayed you. And not only that, has caused a risk. It's caused a big thing in your marriage. So him and another one of his homies that's close to him, the guy that he works out with, he was drinking, and we've all made you emotional. You haven't let out the fact Kev was. So he was on a private plane, and he said some things to one of his friends that was corny and nutty. And the next scene, he admitted that was the worst shit he ever did. But what's crazy is how they take 45 seconds of a 240-minute documentary, and you put that on social media. So you got him dissing his homie, coming at his homie neck for real on some financial shit. And he like a cold sucker, but you didn't see what happened before that led to him being that way and how he fixed the situation. All that they post is 45 seconds of him looking like a cold sucker, but which is I'm not saying it's excusable, but when one of your friends of 15 years has violated your friendship, you're going to be on edge, especially after a couple drinks. You get what I'm saying? So I hope you're all gathering everything I'm coming with as far as this.
I just think, man, And I gotta finish it, and we'll get back to that. I want to back up to what you were saying, man, about being woke. I just look at the proof is in the pudding for me in terms of the numbers, where we've been, where we're going as Black people, how being treated, that nothing has really fucking changed for us dramatically. That's a lot of shit that we do need to do for ourselves, but there are a lot of places where we have been locked out. Now, look at the LGBTQ community. I don't think there's, nobody is attacking, well, some people may, but the most of us that are saying, hey, in America, this is a free country. You can do what you want to do, and by law, you can live the life that you want to live. I'm not showing any hatred towards you or bashing you by even disagreeing with your lifestyle. You can do what you want to do. You can live how you want to live. But people are going to say things. People are going to have their opinions. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think motherfuckers should get fired for saying, how they feel about Black people on their personal time. It's the shit that you shouldn't say at work. Did you violate any code or policies? Okay, I'm not even tripping because people going to feel how they feel. You know what I'm saying? Especially at a time when we didn't grow as a people and, just start hanging around different individuals. You going to say shit. But it seems like you can get away or have previously been able to get away with that more so with Black people by doing blatant shit versus when you say something even remotely close to something that someone in the LGBT community doesn't like. It's like, it's just across the board a wipeout. And that's bathed in, that's some shit that a white man want to do now. When a white man has labeled, or white women have labeled that they're going, and I'm not trying to preach hate against white people. It's just, this is a white society. We have to talk in these terms because we have groups divided through race. So when they have decided that they can do shit and be transgender and all this other shit, they approve it. They funnel money into it. They come together. They can do what they want to do. They have money. You become a community of people. They are a community of people. They can move shit. They can say, we don't like this. Turn that shit off. That's why you're starting to see not necessarily the acceptance of it, but there's a promotion of it. And I do have an issue with that. It's like, why just be you? Be you and accept that. We can accept it, but we don't have to. There seems to be some sort of promotion of that. And, I don't know how I feel about that.
It feels like if you're Black and you're gay or homosexual, you are better defended being gay or homosexual than you are being Black. Like, the defense of somebody violating you in that aspect, you'll get more support than you'll get somebody violating you for the color of your skin. That I just, like I said, in the last 10 years, it's like, yo, maybe I'm tripping. They've made more progress than Black people have since the civil rights and any of that shit. Because it's like, when something happened with as far as that situation, they shutting it down. Like, you not moving, it's a problem. You gonna have to issue an apology. When it comes to being Black and the shit Black people go through, it's just, tomorrow is a new day and this shit is forgotten. You know what I'm saying? We got the Sandra Blands, we got all these people in all these situations, and this shit ain't stopping. These motherfuckers ain't going to jail, and the shit just keep moving.
That's why I think these some very, again, powerful points. I think to piggyback off of you, Neef, and with something that Juice mentioned, just about like when they say certain stuff, or somebody you out in public and you say certain stuff, shit, it wouldn't be me if he called me that, I so and so and so and so. And we have to understand minimally, yo, Black people, we got to be above that. That ain't no sucker shit to be. That somebody say nigga or fuck you, nigga, whatever. That ain't no sucker shit to let that shake off. You are not in this age supposed to invite them people, and I ain't talking about the racist one calling you sucker. I mean calling you nigga. You ain't supposed to invite them people into your life. So you act the ass in public. You getting arrested. You paying somebody's bail. You paying somebody's lawyer. You missing time from work or providing from yours just from name calling. When we on some shit, they the warfare way past calling us names. We gotta let some shit go.
You know, though, like I said, that thing just really stuck out to me. Like, damn, like the big deal being made out of something somebody tweeted 8 years ago. Ain't like he tweeted it recently. He tweeted it last week, and it's a problem.
Why are they killing us dead in the streets on camera with impunity? Exactly. Yeah, it's a problem. Exactly.
And that's all we really saying at the end of the day. It's like, you know, I really feel like, and it's not about sexuality. It's not about hate. If that's who you are, that's who you are. That's my feeling on it. You know what I'm saying? I don't hate anyone that way. You know what I'm saying? I'll work with you. You know what I'm saying? Love you. It doesn't matter to me. You know, I'll treat you like anybody else. I'll embrace you as a person. I can do that and still, you know what I'm saying, you know, disagree with what you do in terms of that's just not me. That's not what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand it. I can have an opinion about that. I can have that opinion. That's how I look at it. And still be like, damn, it's no different than somebody that might be selling dope. Okay, I don't like what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? I don't agree with it. This is my view on it. I still fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? We good as long as you ain't bringing no negative shit my way. You know what I'm saying? I think that we can do that. Period. But it just seems like it's, you know, you choosing to live a certain way. I don't think that equals you cutting into civil rights. I don't know if that's a civil right. Like, that's your right, yeah, as a person. But in terms of like civil law, it seemed like that got hijacked. There's nothing like exclusively for Black people. And that's what I really mean. You have civil rights, obviously. There's you know, things that just belong to you as a person. I think you can do whatever you want with your body. But as far as like, I feel like they get up under that tree of civil rights law that should have been exclusively for Black people because that's the shit that we fucking died for. Does that make sense?
But I don't even want to do this too long. But do we got civil rights? Do you feel like as a Black man, asking everybody, do you feel like, yo, you're treated equally?
Fuck no.
Huh?
Right. Like, so I don't feel like there is civil rights for us.
See,
what have we gained?
Well, see, that it's only tricky in a certain sense. The problem is, when you blindly think you moving freely and you could do so at any time, however you want. Now, it is true that we have liberties that are afforded to us, and even across the panel here tonight, that weren't afforded to generations before us. That is completely true. We got to acknowledge that. So we can't be like, oh, it's the same. But they can kill you in the street on camera and get away with it. Like, all they got to do is say Neef was aggressive, God forbid, right? And then the body cam got dislodged, or the body cam cut on late, or they suppress it for 2 years, then we riot later, or whatever the fuck, whatever that looks like, right? And you could be a millionaire, you could be a doctor, but if you Black, the chances across the board of shit like that happen to you just are higher. That's what we're dealing with. And that lessons still to this day, that can seep in the psyche of a society, lessening the value, of somebody's life, and specifically Black people. That's a problem. So, yeah, like the answer to your question, yeah, there are certain civil liberties, civil rights that we don't feel comfortable. My motherfucking heartbeat my heart still skips and beats if I'm driving clean, if I see the police. Like, that's a reality. And we got stories for days. Just again, like you said, not to spend too long on it, but so yeah. you know, and so you just try to do things to avoid. I try to do things. I'm teaching my kids to try to limit your need. Like somebody robbed me, I'm calling the police. But I'm not gonna act a donkey in public so somebody can call the police on me, and I'd be like, call the police. No, I don't want them fucking on me. I don't want to get them the chance to make. I'm gonna try to live the rest of my life like that.
Right. All right.
That was the 2010s. That was some 2010 shit.
That was definitely 2010 shit. Okay. Who's the athlete of the 2010s?
LeBron. Shit.
Yeah.
Serena Williams.
Eight straight finals.
Floyd Mayweather.
Floyd Mayweather. Yeah.
I still say LeBron.
He made $1 billion.
I hear him, but I can't. I mean, I guess I would take Tom Brady. I would take Tom Brady for it. I just don't like Floyd. I don't like him.
Tom Brady got to be up there too, though.
Tom Brady, but his first. Let me think. When was Tom Brady? Their first Super Bowls was when? It wasn't the 10s though. Shit. All right. Damn. What the? All right, so, but he got like 3 rings. And
that nigga the GOAT, bro. He did. That nigga.
Yeah, definitely.
That nigga's the GOAT.
That's not even an argument. Tom Brady is the greatest football player of all time.
And I love Joe Montana, man.
Yeah.
They say Joe was.
And Tom ain't had a shit Joe had. Jerry Rice.
That's true. That's true.
Joe had Roger Craig and Joe had motherfuckers.
He was still cold. He was still cold.
He was cold. But Tom Brady, besides him having Moss for a year and a half,
Joe
Wes Welker.
Joe was mobile
Wes
too.
Welker. Element. He had little white guys. When have you ever picked a white guy to be your wide receiver and catch passes for you? Never. White men don't do that. White men don't catch passes and run routes.
Right.
So Tom Brady has won 6 Super Bowls off little white men catching little white men at that. Not even big white men. White men is 5'11", 170 pounds.
That's true. They both
Wes Welker,
too.
Right.
Wes Welker, Edelman,
and tight ends, fucking Gronk. So
even
now you talk about if you want to compare you want to compare Joe Montana's what he had coming. What?
Me?
G Slick, wasn't it?
What did you say?
I said he throws the one to you said to tight ends. I said, yeah, even ones that murder. Shit.
They got a documentary out about him or some murder shit or some mental murder shit that just came out with him. I think.
Oh man.
Yeah, that nigga kill you.
Yeah, for real.
He was a bad motherfucker too on the football field too. Like,
yeah,
if you put beside
Hernandez, that's really what make him being a murderer all the more crazy as hell. He wasn't no
like you don't have
player.
to murder. You don't have
right.
They just gave you $40 million.
You could just be like come a Hall of Fame tight end playing under Bill Belichick and Tom Brady and win like 3 Super Bowls. You might do that. Why are you murdering people, yo?
He do that shit for fun. I could be a Hall of Fame tight end, but I'd rather kill niggas.
Right. I'm not laughing at murder.
Listen, him and Grunt together would have been unstoppable. Because remember, really, when he was really balling, Grunt
it was unstoppable.
But Grunt
was talking about could have been.
When they were together, it was unstoppable.
No Super Bowl wins. Hernandez ain't getting no Super Bowl.
I mean, just anytime they was on the field, I'm saying.
Right. Listen, you could line up Aaron Hernandez at fullback, tight end, receiver, like easy. Boy's skill set wasn't no fucking joke.
He'd be just retiring if he was not a murderer.
$40 million. Listen, if you tell me you about to make $40 million, I wouldn't kill a roach.
What you want? You better. I don't.
Listen.
Listen.
You can't tell me Aaron Hernandez is from a worse neighborhood than I'm from.
I think he is though.
In Miami?
Hunting.
I think, huh?
I'm saying, but just being from the worst neighborhood don't make you a narcissistic murderer.
Dog, listen, you was still killing motherfuckers with 40 million coming your way.
Especially if you got options.
But not so okay, let me get this straight.
Like 40 million.
So we talking the decades, so this fits into that. So did he kill like because he had caught some bodies in Florida, right? But
right. No, he ain't get off. He was on trial for that too. While getting off, you mean he died?
No, I'm saying, yeah, he was on trial, and then while in the midst of that, okay, so, but he committed a murder while even on trial for that, right?
Correct.
No. That shit came up later on.
What I'm saying is he was
when he caught that body at his house.
It was two separate murders, though. Two separate murders
later on, right?
Yeah, facts.
But he killed you got. Listen,
college and pros, yes.
I don't care what a nigga talking about. 40 million? We talking about a couple generations.
You could,
and this is we ain't even talking. You got another
and stage a fucking murder, like to get you. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know.
You could probably pay people to knock motherfuckers off for real. I mean, I'm just being honest. If that's what he was going to do.
Or you could not kill people.
2,500. Or you could not kill people. And just be
still get you locked the fuck up.
What's wrong with these tight ends, Joe? What out here raping old bitches?
First of all,
that shit gets you locked up. But I'm just saying, versus doing it yourself, I mean.
I'm an inside wide receiver or something. Don't call me no tight end.
I block and catch passes.
Or you could definitely not kill people, get your heart right, and make more money.
What's up with tight ends from Florida? The state of Florida.
Your man's was from Florida, wasn't he? That's neat. That's neat, man's.
Oh, I'm not even from Florida. I'm from Pennsylvania.
I just said that was your man's, yo. That's all I said.
I had to talk this dumbass off that dumb shit. Like, we not killing no bikes. Go smoke an L. So I'd rather you get caught with that shit. Catch the what's the man Gordon shit? Catch the Gordon shit.
But old buddy was Hernandez was like a gangster, right? He was like gang affiliated.
Right.
How do we feel about athletes that claim to be gang affiliated?
Sit your dumb ass down. If you making that kind of money and you still no, your priorities is fucked up. Because guess what? I don't care if I'm gang related and I'm a rapper. I don't care what I do and I'm gang related. Once I start getting money, I'm only gang related because I'm in the hood and I live right there in that shit.
Right. No.
When I move away from that shit, I'm no longer part of that shit.
I think the point is to the question specifically, some of them really are gang affiliated because you just grow up where you grow up and you was a part of a Crip or Blood or GD or something gang set. But nigga, the point is to not be a banger. Like you gotta elevate and get out. So
when keeping it real goes wrong,
you not flashing. You're not keeping it real. Man, that's the dumbest thing ever. And anybody in the hood that's OG connected or in your set or whatever is supposed to tell you don't do that because you're messing up a bag potentially if you do that, which you could funnel to get niggas out the hood. Like it's that is keeping it real go wrong. And I remember, man, JR, who these dudes flashing blood signs and all this shit in videos? It's ridiculous.
Listen, if you have to become a part of a gang to survive in your neighborhood, I can dig it. If you're trying to be a part of a gang and you don't longer live in that neighborhood, you're trying to you're doing too much. See, only a motherfucker who not from the hood would still try to be a gang member and they not in the hood anymore. Because when you're from the hood and you understand that shit and you get out of it, I'm washing my hands of that shit. Don't bring that shit around me. I don't want that shit near my kids, my family, or nothing. Why would I put that kind of danger on my family and I become a target when I live a life of being known for my face? Why would I say I'm a blood or anything when I know that my face makes me the target of every other anybody else who goes against where that gang I'm part of. You know
but you ever check out Trey D talking on Vlad? Like
Vlad, why would I listen? Vlad is like,
oh. But he, I catch some Vlad interviews once in a while. I like Trey D interviews. So what he said, like the LA politics is, he may not be like you said, a banger or active in the sense of that, a soldier, but where he's at, he's always gonna be affiliated with the hood. So I think them guys, just from a political standpoint, just like Snoop, they're gonna always have that affiliation because that's just where.
But I'm pretty sure Snoop not setting it on whatever people.
No, he's not.
Right, it's a difference.
He's not. Right. It's just to the point of they're still gonna say, "Hey, I'm from here," or they might throw up a sign. That don't mean they have to be active.
End of the day, okay. If I'm a guy, right? If I'm a guy who's every day, all day on some gang shit in the streets, and I know, and I'm just trying to survive. I'm trying to feed my family. I'm just trying to survive in the hood. And I see somebody like these Chris Browns who not even from Cali or Soulja Boy, who not even from this shit, who had to grow up in this shit and had to choose and had to really, you had no choice. You choose to do something that you don't. I'm looking at you like you a sucker, right? Because at the end of the day, if I didn't have them, I would. Do you know what I would do to be you and not have to make these decisions and live this life?
If you get money, you saying if you getting money like industry money and you backtracking the gang banging, is that what you're saying?
What I'm saying is,
it's
like,
hustling backwards.
Y'all not even from that. Let's not even talk about like a Snoop. Let's talk about the Chris Browns and them guys who not even, y'all from Virginia and places that don't even deal with this kind of shit. And y'all want to come over here and because, this the shit. But when you born into it, that's like motherfuckers who all this, like, no, I don't want my kids to be from the hood. I don't want my kids to know what it's like to see roaches and not have electricity. And I had to go through that, and I know what it's like. And do I wear it on my sleeve? Of course. At the end of the day, I'm proud of it because I made it out of it. But in the same token, that's not something to be that I would want to have to go through. I had to, and it was what it was. But it ain't glorified. That ain't the fucking move. You get what I'm saying? So them guys out there that really had to live this life and really took ass whoopings and went through shit on a daily basis because their life, when they walked out their door, was that. And you got a motherfucker from Virginia making all this fucking money, and then you coming over here acting like, oh yeah, fuck out of here.
Right, you born like that.
Because I would do anything
like you had
to not have to be, because when you really a part of it, and that's really what you live and breathe every fucking day, you don't want to have to live your life like that.
Right.
Yeah.
This is supposed to be a year in review and a decade in review.
But all this shit is in it. All this shit we talking about happened.
Then it turned into some brothers talking shit. How about that?
Real shit. Let's cover a couple of things before we get on out of here. It's a Super Bowl predictions. Rel and Cool, we kind of know who you got winning the Super Bowl, who you got going in the NFC. And Rel, I don't give a fuck who's going from the NFC. I don't want to hear that from you. I want to hear a fucking answer.
Is that how
you just said I don't give a fuck. So now all of a sudden you want me to give a fuck? I don't.
Okay.
I don't give a fuck who it is. We going to eat their motherfucking lunch. I don't care.
So now that you didn't give me an answer, I'm gonna tell you how much for the last hour and 20 minutes I've hated that fucking shirt you got on. Like, I really hate it. Like, it really bothers me. What the fuck is going on with that shirt? And it's a V-neck. Like, I fucking hate it to the depths of my soul.
I was working all day.
Tell me you hate my shirt.
I don't. I do.
You gotta love them colors too.
Shout out to my man Dylan, who still is the GOAT for creating our logo. That's what happened this decade. That's what happened this year. I love you, Dylan, man. I really appreciate you.
Dylan, I don't know you, but I fuck with you heavy.
And he did it on the arm. I gotta figure out a way to goddamn
Terrell, your skin looking glowy closing out 2019.
Hey, I'm shining over here, bro.
Hey, cool. That's that baldy. Cool. That's that baldy. That's that baldy. His hair shining.
Like
he a little sweaty.
Get money over there.
Hey, listen, cool. He a little sweaty because that sweater he got on sticking to his skin. So that's why his forehead shining like that.
I'm working, bro. I mean, literally, I woke up this morning.
It's not about you. It's not about you. We're talking about the
podcast. You started grinding me up.
You started grinding me up. The fucking world. I'm saving the world one fucking veteran at a time.
Hey,
and we know you are, and we love you for that. But I'm not going to let you go on your soapbox about how I got 10 cars pulling up. I got a fucking dumpster outside. I got the fucking blinds. The house is so fucking big, and my life is so fucking great. I gotta move blinds. Listen, this nigga complained about moving blinds last week. Like, oh my God, I got 10 cars pulling up. I gotta move these blinds to the garage.
Is that how he sound?
He sound like Chris Brown and I'm like, you gonna do?
Yo,
I wish I had.
It be the ones that love you, yo. It be the ones that love you, yo.
I got blinds up already. Poor fucking me. Poor bro. He got fucking 15 windows that need big blinds that he had to get specially made in the top in Italy. It's like, I'm fucking with you, bro. You know I'm fucking with you.
I had my whole family coming, man. Like, you don't understand.
I got 10 cars pulling up. I got a dumpster sitting outside of my house.
You grinding me up and you don't understand. That's what I'm saying.
No, I'm just
traditionally, it was at my mom's house, man. So I had to.
For the last 30 years, it's been at mom's house.
Yeah,
for the last 3 years. Hold on. For the last 3 years, it hasn't been. 1 year is at Cool House. Other years on a cruise. Mom and Pop are not home right now. They might be home now. I got your whole rundown. I love you.
Yeah.
But that don't mean I'm not going to grind you up in front of the world.
Oh, man.
See, listen. Let me tell Let me tell the world what I go through, right? So Sunday, we play DraftKings on some fancy football shit. So I send Rel a text. Rel, put your lineup in because of course my brother never puts his lineup in on time. Know what he does? He FaceTimes me. Bro, don't text my phone talking about put your lineup in. Why don't you call me and ask me how my weekend been? That's the fuck I go through with this motherfucker. Like, and then look, my wife's sitting there like, the fuck you mean he right? Your ass ain't Wilkins Castle. I don't give a fuck what he talking about. Don't fucking tell me he right. So I gotta get him. I love him.
Facts,
listen,
yo.
My best friend, I couldn't pick nobody else to do it. But I'm going to get him, though. I got to get him. Yeah, I had a bunch of shit to do.
I think the 49ers coming out the NFC, bro.
Yo, last night beating Seattle.
We already bust their ass, too, yo.
Texans going to win out the AFC.
Talk your shit, King.
J.J. Watt coming back. He's going to be situational.
Deshaun get hot. Deshaun. Listen, y'all got to get Fuller healthy. Y'all different with Fuller on the field.
They the 4th seed, ain't they?
The wild card, yep.
Yo, I really think I think Tennessee might get New England. I really think.
And I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Like Jackson is the man.
Tannehill to Brown.
Right.
Jacksonville. Tennessee might go in it. New England, I think this might be it. When they lost to Miami and they played everybody, they lost to Miami the other day. And I ain't want to sleep on Belichick, and I know what those guys have done in their legacy and shit. But this might be their call. This might be their last call. Remember, I said that shit. This might be their last call. I wouldn't be shocked if Tennessee go in there and do that.
Yeah,
that offense is like you put that pressure on Tom Brady to make nothing out of something for a long time. But he ain't got shit.
Is the AFC South legit now?
It's always been legit.
No, the AFC South and the AFC North might be the two best. And the NFC. What's the West? Is that what San Francisco and Seattle?
Yeah.
Those are like the top 3 divisions in the NFL. I would say the NFC North, right, like in 4th place, because we got Detroit, we got Chicago. Chicago's still good. But when you got if you would have gave Pittsburgh a good quarterback, they might still be legit. You got Baltimore balling. You got I think Browns, they had talent, they didn't have the right situation. When you talk about y'all division, which got the Colts that could have went to the playoffs, Jacksonville, if they get their shit together, they can be good. They got y'all, and then what's the other team?
Titans.
The Titans, right? Like, damn, y'all might honestly do something as 4 teams. Your worst team is better than everybody else's worst team in the division. So I might say the South is the best division in the NFL. The AFC South. I might give it to y'all, but I like. Man, listen, black quarterback. Cincinnati is terrible, bro.
Oh yeah.
Right. So Cincinnati is your worst team. Their worst team.
I would say the NFC West.
But Phillip Rivers,
them motherfuckers was fighting for the first spot last night. Shit was out of control.
No, they wasn't.
Well, no, it changed in the middle of the day. Had San Francisco lost that, if some things didn't play,
you said the NFC. I thought you said AFC.
No, NFC West.
NFC
West. Yeah. I'm rolling
and
with
Atlanta
last year, the one team was in the Super Bowl, and then the other 2 teams was duking it out last night.
I
flexed that game quick.
Atlanta just was playing spoiler for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Right. I'm gonna say AFC South is 2.
But the NFC East is the worst division in the NFL.
Oh.
Plain period. God damn, 8-8 going into the playoffs?
They like motherfucking what's the name? They like Kendrick Lamar. You know what I'm saying? They just hype beasts, right? You know
this is Brothers Talking Shit episode.
Every year is the Cowboys' year. I'm so fucking sick of hearing it, yo. Cowboys.
What time is it? I'm waiting for the Jordan pop up.
I texted Jordan 2 hours ago and he has yet to respond.
We almost done.
Okay. Another big story. I think it's major. And this played this part. Though, what's the main man name? Nip passing away was major.
Yeah.
Nip passing away was major. You can't let numbers don't affect legacy. Nip was dope. Nip was everybody Nip besides Whack 100, I haven't heard anybody say one negative word about him.
That nigga clickbait. Fuck out of here.
Right. And I'm glad main man put him down. But Nip passing away, that was major. Like that's one of them things that years from now I'll remember where I was at when I found that out. And matter of fact, I'm sitting in the same spot I was in. We had just potted on a Sunday, and I was sitting right here in this seat that I'm sitting in right now when I found that out. That was major.
I wanted to get back on, and you was like, "Oh man, we gotta wait till we hear about everything." I'm taking shots.
That's why I say what I say about his shirt. I gotta get him.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I gotta get him. It's only right. And his forehead shining. I should never told him to get that ball, dude. Say no. Oh my God, I sound so fucking petty in this world.
Hey, we almost, how long we been on, me and Cool been on here? We coming up on a year.
It's a year.
Yeah.
Cool debut was when we was down the beach during Christmas.
Right, but I'm talking about full time because Juice was like a couple weeks before that.
Yeah.
Juice came in and dominated the episode, like
definitely.
Throw the book away.
Right.
Yeah, I was like, yo, on the year full throttle as this this monster, I told Rod this earlier, like content ain't nobody fucking with it. And that's why I got no problem promoting everybody else's podcast in the world. Because at the end of the day, I know what I'm in and I'm confident in this shit. So I got no problem showing everybody else love. We get podcast thing and it's all love, but we don't niggas.
Hey man, consistency. I like to applaud us on our consistency. I know stuff has happened and we missed an episode here or there, but like it's hard to be consistent at something like this. Like we said, with grown ass men, with whole families and whole like life circumstances going on. and wives,
black
like,
women as wives,
kids,
careers.
No, black women as wives. It's a whole nother monster when it comes to a black woman. She ain't trying that shit. Give a fuck about you trying to get your podcast popping.
Right, for real.
And listen, we play 80 out of 82 games.
Yeah.
Ain't no
low
low
management.
Yeah, that might be the name of this episode. Ain't no low management.
Yep.
Yeah, man. I was sick for like 2 weeks. Rel will tell you. I was sick. Terrell was sitting back here checking on me. Like, I'm not missing no fucking episodes. I'm gonna be here. Point blank period. I'm coughing, fucked up. Give me these cough drops. You gonna get this shit popping. Yeah, man.
Mm-hmm.
This brother's talking shit. Shit is that shit.
Facts
Even though
Kellerman.
did you say Fax Kellerman?
Yeah.
He's no Skip Bellis. He was like, Nick Cannon's hilarious. Fuck you, son.
Nah, this shit been dope though. It's been dope, man.
Gotta see and listen. Real shit on that Kevin Hart doc. Listen. Dave Chappelle come in. Dave Chappelle just demands. You ain't see Dave on the you ain't see Dave on there yet?
I just started. Actually, when we get off, I'm gonna go watch the rest.
Yeah. Dave gonna say this nigga Kevin Hart spent $40,000 on tater tots. Like, this nigga says the simplest shit in the world. Dave Chappelle is the comedian of all time. I don't give a fuck. Fuck y'all, rumble me. Dave Chappelle is the greatest comedian. Hold up. Make sure you can see my eyes. Dave Chappelle is the greatest comedian of all time.
I think, I definitely think the GOATs was on SNL. Eddie, him, and Chris. I think that, and Richard Pryor, of course.
And I love. Listen, I respect Richard. All the great ones, all the ones that passed away. Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, I agree.
Is the greatest comedian of all time. Listen, Kevin Hart said to Dave, he was like, "Man, I know you get tired, man. Doing comedy shows, doing movies." He said, "Kevin, I don't do movies." Dave Chappelle don't get no fucking. He's the greatest comedian of all time. We love Eddie. We love Richard. We love all the greats. We love all the guys right now that's shining. Dave is the best. Period. And I can live on that. Whoever feels away, fuck you. Bust a move. Y'all got anything else to put out for this great podcast, which is number one? We the best podcast motherfuckers ain't heard yet.
I was saying, look at this.
Oh my. No, Mr. Boy. No.
Hey, bro.
Hold on. At 9:52, what the fuck do you think is going on?
Nigga, we about to get off, nigga.
No. And I bet he got a baby in his lap. If he show his face with a baby in his lap, I swear to God.
Let's see.
And out last week too. Hold on, you ain't see Jordan try to flex like because he been in the gym?
No.
Jordan got big arms now.
All right. Well.
Hey, Flush, you the only one that realized that. You called me on it, and that's why you my guy.
Yeah. What I call you on?
Because you said that, I lost 12 pounds, baby.
That's what's up.
You seen the triceps popping out the other day. I wasn't flexing though. I might have. I don't know.
I said, listen. I said Jordan used to be that big. This nigga, look. He had the cuts like you had the cuts just sitting like. So the whole episode, he doing an episode like this, like he got his arm up. I'm like, this nigga Jordan. Listen, hey, this nigga Jordan on the juice.
I'm over there.
This nigga on steroids,
over there,
man.
pointing with.
Yeah. No, I was talking to somebody the other day. And listen, when you do the joint right here, like not the flex right here, but when you hit the shits in the back with the shits right here, I'm like, this nigga Jordan strong than a motherfucker. When Jordan get that strong? Jordan used to be the skinny guy.
Now he be working out in the other minutes of the podcast.
That's what he doing. If you don't get your ass out the gym and come to fuck join us,
Yeah. I don't hit the weights. It just be I stop when I lift. I get Incredible Hulk, so I just be doing calisthenics.
Now you gonna talk that.
No, I ain't talking that shit.
I'm big as shit without even lifting. Here cutting trees down out Baltimore. Baltimore ain't got no trees now because Jordan done cut all the motherfuckers down. West Baltimore naked to the mall. You can't get no shade in West Baltimore.
I laid a whole railroad track on my own.
Yeah. Boss. This nigga Jordan, there's no shade in West Baltimore because of Jordan. This nigga Jordan single-handedly.
Y'all grinding me up.
Because you show up at 9:52. Like, what the fuck you thought was going on? You thought we was in the middle of this shit?
I'm out with my wife and my baby girl, man.
Ah, man, you gotta
look. See, he pulled the cheat code out. You with the family? I can't even. Yeah. I gotta shut the fuck up. Now I'm the nut ass boy who said something about him and he was with the kids and shit.
Hey man, I'm not gonna say no names, but it's an APB out there on your head because you mentioned one thing yesterday and it ain't happened. That's all I'm gonna say about it.
Well, what happened?
Jerk.
Oh,
bro. I'm just saying,
bro.
More tune for your head top. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You had to duck some smoke. I'm just letting you know. Bro.
That rain, bro.
Hey, bro.
I looked out that window. I looked at that window. I was like, hey, bro, I don't know if I can do it.
Hey, man, I'm just letting you know what the beat is.
That rain was crazy.
I ain't warned you. Oh, that rain was wild. I called Cool. I was like, hey, bro, we're not doing this. Not to go see RG3. Joe, yo, what time you going to be home? I said, home? I'm in the house right now.
Yo, say, I'm not sitting in that game in the rain.
Yo, this nigga is strong in the last 10 minutes. I swear to God. If I got this nigga in the first hour and a half, oh my God, this podcast might be amazing. We might be the best podcast in the world if I can catch Jordan at the beginning.
Yeah, facts.
Let me get Jordan for a full episode. You might be what's holding us back. We get you for a full episode.
Take the fuck off.
Oh yeah. They be like, that nigga at the end? Where that nigga be at? Like, nigga Flex, we thought the nigga with the big arms, with the little ankles. You can tell Jordan don't do no leg work. That nigga legs ain't shit. I'm drinking that cup. This nigga Jordan legs smaller than the motherfucker.
What are you drinking, man? What's in there? You drinking some moonshine?
Corn liquor. No, I got some corn liquor, man.
See?
I got some corn liquor.
Juice. He's sipping that mile like it's a cooler.
Yeah.
Hey yo. That nigga Jordan got Kevin Hart uncle body. Uncle Richard Jr. like strong as shit up top.
Yeah, that nigga got that. He got that oil.
That nigga got that juice, man. That nigga got that juice, man. He got that Jim Jones workout. I don't know where the fuck Jordan got that big from.
No, I can't get calves. I don't got calves at all.
See? He got that some little ass legs. I told
you. My quad's good. I just don't have calves.
I'd rather he kick me than he punch me. I'm done, yo. I'm done. I gotta go. Me and my wife about to eat some ice cream and. Listen.
That's how you ended it. That's how he ended in 2019.
No, I am an old man, B. I am so old in school. I'm so cool.
Yeah, I gotta do some shit with the wifey too.
I'm so man. Cool, yo.
Nigga,
you just did shit with the wifey for the last 2 hours. Nigga.
I know. I want to spread love, y'all. I gotta get back to my family, man. I appreciate y'all.
All right, yo.
All right, man.
Brothers talking for 2020.
No, don't do no outro. No, don't do
he don't do no intro.
Right. Brothers talking for the 2020. Yo, I promise y'all, before 2020 is over, we're going to get Jordan for a whole episode. We might have to start at like 10 o'clock, though. A late night joint.
What's his nickname, man?
He don't have to. We don't know. He ain't
Jordan like the nigga from the St. Lunatics with the mask on.
What was that nigga name?
Oh shit!
That nigga be in the back.
Dale baby.
What's the name of that?
Nah.
That nigga was doing the fucking doing that St. Louis shit.
Nah.
This nigga shows up at. Why did this nigga show up at 9:52? No, I just hold on. No. Real shit. I said, yo, where Jordan at? Like, Jordan didn't even show up. Bro said, I texted you 2 hours ago. This nigga shows up at 9:52. Like,
I really thought we was gonna get off of here without that nigga showing up. And when I see Jordan enters, I was like, this is fucking ridiculous. Hey, that's how you end.
I got a baby, man.
Didn't I just call that shit? I'm done.
Yeah.
Happy New Year's, world.
There.
Happy New Year's, world.
2019, just the way it should.
We'll be right back at it just like we ain't never left.
Yeah.
Rob better not wear that shirt again. I'll tell you that. Hey man, I love y'all,
man. Is that website up and running?
Love you too,
get some merch? Is it there?
Yeah, listen, I took care of that.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
Right. You cut the check though, but I took care of that though. All right, brothers talking shit. Hey man, I love y'all.
Love y'all too, man.
Continue to listen.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, yeah, I know she didn't get the ice cream by herself. I know that shit. Hey T.